Are you a new realtor or real estate agent and you're still not really sure exactly how to grow your business or what steps to actually take to do so? Well, in this video, I'm gonna go over some key tips that I would strongly suggest you implement today in your business in order to really start moving the chains to start growing your business. What's going on, everyone? My name's Lior and I'm a team leader over at Compass in Boston. And in this video, I'm gonna give you guys specific things you need to think about and implement in order to really kick off and launch your real estate business. I know a lot of agents kind of really don't know exactly what to do those first couple of months to half a year and even a year. And it can be a little intimidating, right? Because there's so many different suggestions, there's so many shiny objects, especially in the real estate space. So you really want to get focused on exactly what you want to do in order to grow your business. So I'm gonna give you guys those 4 specific tips that you should implement in your business today to get going. And before I get into it, real quick, if you guys have any questions about this kind of material, if you're looking for a new brokerage, if you're looking for a team, hit me up. I get a lot of agents asking me about these kinds of questions. I'll be more than happy to talk. So let's get into tip number 1. And tip number 1 is you've got to define your prospecting channels that you're gonna hammer. And here's what I mean by that. I've done other videos on this concept, but you need to focus as a new real estate agent, right? As I said, there are so many shiny objects. You know, you can see 20 different things that realtors have done in order to grow their businesses. But if you try to do every single one of those 20 things, you're gonna have no success, you're gonna lose focus, and you're not gonna be able to dominate your channel. So what I suggest is getting 2, maybe 3 specific things that you are going to hammer and become an absolute expert and monster in, right? So whether that's cold calling, which is one of the channels I chose when I first started in the business, whether it's direct mail, right? Figuring out exactly what kind of list, how to farm, etc. Whether you're gonna do community events in conjunction with that direct mail. Are you gonna take paid leads like Zillow, Facebook PPC? If you have that cash to spend, is that something you're gonna do? Are you gonna go super video heavy, right? Are you gonna do videos on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube? Are you gonna be super SOI focused and try to have meetings every single week with someone in your sphere in order to grow your business, right? So whatever the path you decide, right? Whichever things you feel comfortable doing on a consistent basis, that's what you have to decide on today, right? Choose 2 or 3 of those channels and go dominate them, right? Go do them over and over them, become an expert, learn how to master them, and that is gonna blow up your business faster than you can imagine, right? One of the mistakes I made the first couple of months when I was a new agent is I kind of played around a little bit too much, right? I kind of lost a little focus, went to too many different channels, and didn't really get any results, right? So it was only when I started concentrating on 2 or 3 channels. For me, it was the cold calling and it was working with investors, developers. Those were the 2 main sources of business. That's when I started to find success very, very quickly. Number 2 tip, and it kind of goes in conjunction with number 1, is setting a defined calendar, right? Here's the thing. Everyone thinks as a real estate agent that, everyone says, oh, you can choose your own hours and you can do all that fun stuff. And here's the reality is not really, right? Because if you don't have a set regimented schedule where you know what you're doing during each day of the week, you're gonna, again, lose focus. You're not gonna be consistent about your prospecting, about your follow-up, about your clients. You're not gonna be able to succeed that way. So it's absolutely crucial that you set yourself some sort of calendar for the week, right? So for example, let's say I was a new agent and again, I was doing my channels of cold calling, working with investors, developers, and I also did some Facebook ads as well, right? So what I would do is I'd say, all right, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 12 p.m., I'm just gonna cold call, right? Boom, done. That's on my calendar. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning, I know exactly what I need to do. And then after 9 to 12 p.m., after that, I can go figure out showings, clients, all that other jazz, right? Now, if I was gonna do videos, same thing, right? Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, I go shoot. Maybe Friday I edit the videos and then post them, right? But I think you kind of get the point is you need some sort of calendar, regimented calendar, right? Where you know what you're doing on specific days that align with your prospecting channels that you're planning on dominating. Number 3 thing I would do today is set up your SOI, right? So even if SOI is gonna be one of your main channels, if it's not, I would set up all your contacts that you know, right? So what I literally tell new agents is go through your old email inbox and just go through the emails. And if it's someone that you had a personal relationship with, a business relationship with, maybe their family, friend, whatever it is, anyone you know, put them on a master database list, right? You don't need anything fancy. You just need their names, their emails, their phone numbers. I would also probably get their social channels, right? So I'd get their LinkedIn, their Instagram, their Facebooks, and go connect with them on all those platforms, right? Because you want to be connected with your sphere. You want them to be able to see how you're doing through the real estate business as you're selling homes. You want them to be able to see that without you necessarily having to call them every single time, say, hey, do you see I sold this house? You see I bought, et cetera, et cetera. So I would absolutely do that. The other thing this allows you to do is you can start to build your weekly emails, right? So if you probably heard me talk about this, but one thing I always do is I send out a weekly email to my entire database, which includes my SOI. And it could just be some fun stats about the market. I usually like to include a video in there because it has higher engagement. If there's some community events, you can also put them in there. But again, the point is you're getting connected socially with all of your sphere. You're putting them into an email list, and you can start to slowly work that email list. And that is how you will eventually get business from your SOI, whether it's one of your main channels or not. And finally, tip number 4 I'll have for you guys, kind of in conjunction with tip number 3, is set up your full database/CRM, right? So I already talked about how you should go through all your previous contacts and import them so you have that. You also want to start setting up the infrastructure for your database, right? You're going to be meeting a lot of new buyers, a lot of potential new sellers. You're going to be meeting with a lot of new contractors, right? Contractors are key as a realtor, right? Because you're going to probably have to refer a couple to do some work for a listing, to do some work for a buyer. You're going to need like electricians to help you out with potential smoke alarm issues, etc. So you want to start setting that up. You also want to start setting up your database for investors, right? You're probably going to be networking with some investors, with some developers. And again, you want to build out that database so that you can be organized from day one. That was one thing I did not do well my first, probably honestly, half a year. I kind of let a lot of those things live in my head, which was not right? You want that stuff documented, set up, so that as you continue to grow your business, you can easily import it into your database and keep track of it all. So those are the key tips I have for you guys that I would implement literally today if I was a brand new real estate agent. If you guys have any questions, any comments, shoot them below. And like I said, guys, if you guys are in the Boston area and you are thinking about moving brokerages or want to figure out how to grow your business, hit me up. I get a lot of calls from you guys, and I will certainly help you out.